Yeah, you should get talked at rather than...
Yeah,
get
people actually
talk.
listen to you.
It's just being able to say what you want and being actually asked about what you want to learn rather than being told what they think you should learn.
Within our curriculum, you don't really get a chance where you just get to sit down and talk about yourself and hear what others are doing.
It was good because we got like a chance for everyone to give their input to you to help you.
From one person looking at a problem or a situation, they might not be able to see the easiest solution, and with just someone else's input into it, you can have a different frame of mind.
It helped me think about my future a lot more. You definitely start to think outside of school.
You have a facilitator within your group. There was like one sort of per 6 of us, and he got to know us over the few months.
We used to meet, I think, once every 3 weeks, and we'd spend an hour in form time, and then part of our next lesson, and it would be us getting together and discussing in groups our main aims for the future and that kind of thing.
Right, so the first thing to do was for you to, Will, to talk about your experience.
I've talked about a few things. I think rugby, because I've been doing quite a lot of rugby, and I said that that was one of my goals, to be better at rugby. But I think to do with films is probably the biggest one that I've put forwards. I did enjoy the day, and I learnt quite a lot about all of the technical stuff, like special lenses.
There's a secrecy rule that we weren't allowed to say each other's goals and things outside of the group. It's good because it doesn't stop you from saying kind of personal things that you feel it's all tightly and close.
You have to abide by the rules, or otherwise it just doesn't work. It's informal.
What, on a Thursday afternoon?
But you have to be quite formal in the way that you act.
Would it be helpful to have James reading back those questions to you, Lauren, so you can think about what's been covered so far?
What university did you go to and why? What courses did you take? How did you get into coaching? What was your career path?
Thank you, James. That's great.
What courses did you take?
I did in my degree, I did geography and sports science as a combined degree.
How did you get into coaching?
Okay, well originally it's obviously through teaching, and then with my love for netball and my enthusiasm for netball.
Did you manage to get to talk to Miss
Yeah, I
Shipley
did.
at all?
She started coaching outside of school for Howsham.
Now we've got to decide what questions we're going to ask Jane Hissey this afternoon.
How do you plan out? That'd be quite an important one.
Maybe that could be the last question. She can sort of show you the sort of things that she does.
Yeah, it's quite tricky to know what the best way is. We have to be very careful thinking about what needs to be asked at the beginning and what needs to be asked at the end. What are your thoughts about that?
What we could do is we could let her do her main talk first, and then any questions that she hasn't said or if anything she hasn't explained after, we could always ask her.
Hello, James, Sean, Caroline, and Lauren.
Right, and I'm John. Is it alright if we go around asking questions?
What is it like being an author?
Well, it's great fun at times. It can be quite lonely, especially if you're stuck for ideas and you're working in a bit of a vacuum. And then the next stage is this stage. See if you can tell me what this is.
Does everyone have their agendas?
Yeah.
I think we started off, it's quite awkward because it's quite hard to talk about yourself for a long time.
I had serious doubts at the beginning.
Yeah, me too. I was just sort of like, is this just a big waste of time?
Yeah.
£115 left. I think once you got into it more and you looked back on it, you realised how
I
much
think
it did
I
help.
definitely benefited from it.
Yeah, a lot.
Before I started the learning group, I was kind of burying my head in the sand and just assumed that, well, I didn't really plan ahead and I didn't think about what universities I was going to go to. Joining the learning group sort of helped me to plan my future, really.
Through doing this, I think it made me take a step back and look at what was important to me and how
you could manage your time.
How I could better organise my time and do everything to the best of my abilities, because I am a very disorganised person, full stop.
Generally, if there's something that I don't really want to learn about, I don't pay attention and I'll just muck around. I work a lot better with the things that I want to do.
It's interesting to hear what other people want to do with their lives, and it's useful to get their input on your plans.
I think it's the best thing in school, really.
I have learned better to sort of look back at things. It's not worth getting really stressed your time to things you really need to.
And things you really want to.
And also have time to enjoy yourself.
Things you ought to feel you ought to.
At the end of the day, we are 16.
Yes.